NBA player Bobby Brown has caught a lot of flack after he marked on the Great Wall of China. So the NBA player paid a visit to one of China's most iconic landmarks, the Great Wall, and he decided to leave a little memory on the side of it in chalk. The pro athlete scrawled his initials into a section of the ancient wall and boasted of his artwork on Weibo, which is China's version of Twitter. I believe we have a photo of what he posted onto the website. So he says, had a blast at the Great Wall of China today, and there you can see his initials followed by his number. People really, really did not like this, and they called him out for it, of course. One Weibo user said, quote, "Are you proud of your carving? This is part of a world heritage, not the toilet of your home." Another person said on Yahoo Public Post, "Dude has no business doing this. My thought is anyone marking graffiti, something that's not theirs, deserves to be punished under the law," and then went on. So he has issued an apology. He says, quote, "We were out enjoying the Great Wall. I've never been. It was my first time. I wrote my name on the wall in chalk. I saw different writings. I didn't mean any harm by it. I made a mistake. I could have just put my hand over it and erased it. It will never happen again." And Bobby Brown has actually played in China before. He went on to talk about his ties to his Chinese team and how much he loves the culture, and he really is apologetic for what he did. But my question for both of you is, why doesn't this click with people? Why can't you just go and appreciate a landmark and not have to make your mark on it? To me, I see a lineage a little bit between the effects of social media and wanting to share, hey, look at me, I've been here. And we didn't see these sort of things years ago, you know, because what are you going to do? You're going to post it and show your friend a hard copy photo of it?
Well, I was trying to play devil's advocate reading the story because he said, he saw other writings on the wall, so he probably thought it was okay. Me personally, I know the significance of the Great Wall of China, and it's it's an amazing treasure on this planet. So I wouldn't write on the Great Wall of China, but to his defense, a little bit, people, like he said, he saw different writings. So he thought, oh, this is what tourists do at the Great Wall of China. It's like the key gate in Paris, where people, the keys in the wall. Yeah. He probably thought something similar to that. And also, yes, in this age of social media, look at me, look how cool I am, look what I bought, look where I'm at, look who I'm with. Why not post this picture at the Great Wall? So again, personally, I wouldn't do that because I have family members that are in the armed forces. So here in the States with the 9/11 memorial and all the memorials in Washington, D.C., that those are very sacred things.
So an argument has been made that he had been playing in China for 3 years and he'd never visited the Great Wall before, but do you think that because he'd been in China playing for 3 years, he should have known better, Cenk?
Okay, I'm going to defend him even more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But let me first say, of course he shouldn't have done it. We'll get past that, right? Like if he had to do it over again, my sense is he wouldn't do it. That was a pretty good apology on his part. If I was next to him, I'd be like, "Oh, Bobby, don't do that."
Right. Put the talk down.
That's not cool, right? Now, having said all that, one, I think people have been doing it for a long time, way before social media. Okay, if you go up to the Hollywood sign, which you're not supposed to do, which I did once, and you look on the back of it, it's nothing but graffiti. And in the front of it, it used to be nothing but graffiti. And that was way before social media. And it's the freaking Hollywood sign. But I can give you 1,000, 1,000,000 examples. Go to the national parks. People carve their names into the trees. Don't do that! Don't do that! Okay, but they do it. And I think it's because it's partly human nature. Because we're animals. We like to mark our territory. We're like the cats who pee in the corner, right? Like, I will mark this with my name. And have I been a dumbass before? Not in any parks or national heritage or anything like that, but in a neighborhood where they have the French cement and I put my name in the sidewalk. Why do you do that? What an idiot, right?
You can't resist those sometimes. It's
right.
So I agree with you. I do think that it is sort of human nature to mark your territory or mark where you've been. For sure, I know this has existed before social media, but I do see trends like this. They're being heightened now that we do have social media, because not only can you share it with just the people that go to that spot on the Great Wall, you can now share it with all of your followers and every NBA player that's always wanted to go to China but didn't get to go, and all your fans and whatnot. So I do think that sharing and sort of the braggadocious nature that inherently comes with social media did play into this a little bit, and it seems like maybe Bobby bought into it. You know, he wanted to show how cool his life was. Also, he hadn't actually played for an NBA team in about 6 years, and he just got signed to the Houston Rockets. I think he's celebrating a high time in his life. I understand the sentiment behind it, but if you've been playing in China for 3 years, you should have known better. That's what I think. Maybe he
didn't get out much in China.
Maybe he did know better, but he didn't think it would be that big of a deal, and then he posted and he was like,
well, I mean, social media makes a big, once it's on social media, it's either a positive big deal or a really negative big deal. So I think that's exactly what happened.
So look, I get it. Culture does make a difference, and it could blow things up. So we just had Sir Mix-a-Lot on Young Turks on Fusion in the Seattle show that we did.
Humble brag.
Okay, not a big deal. And we think that his song "Baby Got Back" had something to do with the Kim Kardashian phenomenon. And you know what? A little bit. These things build on one another. It became like a glamorous thing to have a larger ass. So then people wanted to have larger asses, and then we have Kim Kardashian, and then it goes on and on and on, and it builds. So I see your point on social media. Like, people want to brag. I was here. I was there. I marked it. Here it is. Aren't I so cool? Yeah. Okay. Culture is affecting it a little bit, and we got to roll that back a little bit, and everybody be cool. Just take a picture next to the Great Wall. You don't have to write your name in it, even if it's in chalk. But at the same time, I feel like after all he's gone through with Whitney, cut the guy a little bit of a break.
How can you?
I knew it, Cenk. When I was reading this through, I was like, I bet he's going to
Great name, Bobby Brown.
I knew it.
Crazy.
And I want to clarify to the Weibo user, not the toilet of your home. Nobody does graffiti in the toilet of their own home. You do it in a public place. Please.
I thought you were going to say someone else's home. I was like, well, never inviting
I
you.
was going to say after Chipotle, you
guys,
wrote a whole novel.
Guys, this could carry some serious penalties, by the way. He could be fined for upwards of $1,000, which is not a lot to someone who just got signed to play for the Houston Rockets. But do you think that it's worthy of a penalty, or do you think that it should just be, sort of a slap on the wrist, don't come back?
No, it's
actually
definitely
$1,000 is a slap on the wrist.
Right, for an NBA player for sure, especially when an out of work one that's coming back, they get drafted into the league for like a good $1 million. But yes, I do think he should be penalized because listen, when I forget to put quarters in the meter here in LA, they charge me $65. I did nothing wrong, but I just forgot to feed LA 25 cents, right? This dude defaced an amazing historical artifact on planet Earth. Yes, he should be fined $1,000.
Yes, preach, Jason.
You know what I mean?
agree with you. I agree with you.
And
He
again,
should be fined.
a G is nothing for a G.
And if this helps to spread the word to other tourists who maybe aren't aware, who are maybe sort of confused by other markings on the Great Wall, then great.
Right.
I'm a little bit glad we're talking about it so that other people won't fall into this.
Okay, after having defended him a little bit, of course he should be fined. It's a perfect moment to show people don't do that. And it's like a super easy way to do it. $1,000 for an NBA player ain't much, but it sends a message to everyone else. Hey, it could cost me $1,000.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't deface important national and international treasures.
The whole 2-hour podcast of the Young Turks,
You're gonna get it.
if you become a member, tytnetwork.com/join.